How's everybody doing? I'm Tobin, and I'm back along the banks of the McKenzie River. One of my favorite spots. Last time I was here, leaves were beginning to fall. It was around Halloween, a week or two before Halloween. Since then, most if not all have fallen. And I once again have the privilege to share with you a soap set that was sent to me from Douglas, Francis, and Huxley from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. It was sent to me for review. I did not pay for it. It's one that I've been anticipating for some time. The Battle. I love it. Alright, I'm all set up, about ready to go. Got my soaps, scoop, and I'm done scooping. This is one of the hard scoops from Smilez for Miles that works just fine with soft scoops. I'm using the matching brush with the motorboat knot, 26mm. Got 5 shaves in with this Battle now. I'll be using my vintage Flying Eagle and Gillette sharp edge blades. Today's November 26th, 2022, and my Oregon Ducks are playing the Oregon State Beavers in the annual Civil War, is what we call it. And so I'm sporting green and yellow in this shave, because when I get back home I'll be watching that game. They're actually probably wrapping up right about now. It was a 12:30 kickoff and it's 4 o'clock, or it was like 12:45 kickoff, so they probably are wrapping up about now. But I recorded it, DVR'd it, and I will watch it when I get home with my wife and daughter, who are out doing some holiday shopping. Thanksgiving was just the other day, as many of you are aware. We celebrated it. I hope you had a good one. Me and my family, we did. We went up to my mom's for Thanksgiving dinner. My wife brought a few dishes, like her leeks dish and son of a bitch, her homemade stuffing. One second. No harm, no foul. I got everything back. Let's put in the blade. Second, guys, it's a little dirty. Well, let's just go with it, and let's give it a good dunk here in a second. It's one of the reasons why I do like tabs. It gives me a chance to hold on to the blade when I'm putting it all together. And I don't shave the mustache, so tabs don't ever bother me, and I never get my ear. Get my brush out of the water so I can sit this razor in it for a second. If you saw my 15 favorite Badger brushes, this one might be familiar. Love that knot, and I love this handle. Freaking epic. Thanks again, Smiley. Smilez for Miles is the artisan behind the brushes. My vintage Flying Eagle. I have a total of 3. I have one that's like, it's kind of a pink, more of a salmon color. And then I have a red one. They have these like big light plastic handle, but there's like a long screw that runs through here and then just threads in. So it's actually like a 5-piece or something like that when you take it all apart. Maybe I'll take it apart and I'll put a picture somewhere. Got boiling hot water in my PAA travel scuttle. Once again today I have hot water in my Oregon Duck thermos. and cold water in my blue water bottle. I've already scooped some soap into my travel scuttle. Alright, let's get going here. Focus, Tobin. Let's go, bro. How y'all doing? My name's Tobin. We made it to the live shave with Carlos. That was absolutely freaking epic. I love this community for so many reasons. I'm gonna do a face lather. It's perfect. For those who don't know, Carlos, aka Shave on Jet Gents, it's a good friend of mine. I first met him on eBay when I was selling my razors. And when I sell razors on eBay, I've always included like a dice, extra packs of blades, and guitar picks for scooping. And along with that, I would include a little piece of paper inviting people to the community and telling them my Instagram and YouTube handles. And so that's how I got to know Carlos. It was first by selling him a few razors, and then he got involved in the community. Our friendship continued to grow from there. It was absolutely an amazing time last night. Great turnout. Like 60 people in the live total, and about 40 was the max at one time. I really appreciate everyone who came out and supported Carlos in his first live. That was awesome. And as always, I appreciate your support of me and what I do. I thoroughly enjoy this, you guys. I really, really do. If your name is Phil, or if your name is Carlos, you might be noticing something that I'm wearing. I'm just going to put a picture right up here. The shirt that I'm wearing is freaking badass. So during that live, and by they I mean Carlos, he asked if I checked the mail. This was yesterday. Today's Saturday, so Friday was live. And told him no, I hadn't, and I could tell that he wanted me to, so I ran out and checked the mail. Having technical difficulties today. My spray bottle tipped down. So anywho, I was saying, I could tell that he wanted me to, and so he held down the fort, held down the live, while I ran outside. And apparently, I haven't watched the live yet, because he was sharing with the audience what it was I was supposed to be expecting, and I had no idea that they'd mailed me anything at all. Later in the live, I saw that Phil, the artisan behind Bricktown Grooming, he had said, Carlos, make sure Tobin checks the mail. So I got to wondering what all was going on. And went out and checked the mail. There was nothing out there. But today, it arrived. I had a good sized box outside my front door. It said Bricktown Grooming on it. And for those who don't know, as soon as I saw it, I was thinking there might be a couple of things. I know, for those who don't know, Phil has started doing soap with the help of DJ and Razor Emporium. Check that out. There'll be links below. I'm not an affiliate. And then I knew he had come out with the Christmas Truce, which is the holiday scent. And his shirts. And he and I don't know, 8 months ago, a year ago, something, I don't know, we're talking. And I'd always told him how much I loved his packaging and, you know, his label and the flag and just the whole look and feel of his product, and that I think it would make a great shirt. And just late last week or early this week, he posted some pictures and informed the community on Instagram that he had them, and it looked hella sharp. He had a few pictures of him modeling them. He's a pretty damn good looking feller. He made that shirt look good. So I got a lot to live up to in these pictures I'm going to share with you guys of me wearing it. So I didn't know what to expect in that box. I had the shirt in mind. I'm like, maybe it's the shirt, right? And I had no idea what was coming. The box was a good sized box, like a 6x6x6. Open it up. There's a note on top. Put the note right there. Handwritten note from Phil. Carlos had contacted him wanting to buy me Christmas truce. I've already thanked you, Carlos, but thank you, brother. And that Carlos was buying himself a Christmas truce, but at the same time wanted to buy me one. Again, this community. And I guess it was perfect because Phil was wanting to gift me a shirt, and he never told this to me. I was actually looking to buy both of these things. I'd just been waiting for the Black Friday sales and see what all was, shaken before I did, and before I made, too many purchases. Wouldn't you know, there's an extra large t-shirt and a Christmas truce. Christmas truce is a banger. I will be doing a review, shave view, a video of that, probably Monday. I know it's kind of limited, so if you see this if you've been tempted to get it at all, I think he only made like 30-ish. And they're only available directly from Phil, is my understanding. So just right up front, in the beginning of this video, I wanted to acknowledge that and just say how impressed I am that this community has embraced what I'm doing on Instagram and supported me. I know I don't wear my emotions on the outside, and I don't get like crazy excited, but it means a lot. It really, you're over here. Hey, how you doing? You're looking good today. Man. It means a lot. It really does. I keep looking at myself and I'm over here, but you're over there. I'm trying to look you in the eyes, but just like the last live, you're so damn pretty, it's kind of hard to focus in on you. I'm trying. And then stuff like this, people say I deserve it and that I do so much for the community, but it really doesn't feel like I do that much, guys. It doesn't. I don't see it that way. Maybe I do. You're probably right. But even when I'm doing right now, I enjoy going out and hiking and doing the shave, the lives. Even talking to people, getting them to commit to a time and date and inviting people to join me. That's fun. I love talking to guys. Even when they say no, I've reached out to a lot of guys like Carlos who have never done any type of, video stuff before. But that's one of the reasons why I got started doing these things, is because of what Jeff and Ken did for me when I did my first live with them. And then, the stuff that I give away and stuff like that, it's just, to me, I'm really not giving away anything that big. I appreciate you all. I really, really, really do. Am I looking at you? Because I'm not looking at me. I'm reviewing a soap. You want to hear about that? So damn good. So back in the early fall, Doug announced that he was coming out with several new fragrances this year, or bringing some old ones back. So we had Black Shroud, and then Otra. We now have the Battle, and then Thought Forms is still coming, and I believe Vector will be a winter release, like an early winter release. So back before any of these soaps dropped, I had made a purchase and I got the Black Shroud sample and loved it. I did another purchase and I got the Thought Forms right after that. I did another purchase and they sent me the Thought Forms sample. I love that and I'm looking forward to that one dropping. a week or so after that, I made another purchase. But this time, to show you just how amazing these people are, I sent an email, and just saying, hey, if you guys have them, I'll happily pay for it, because they normally charge $1 for their samples, but I'd really like to get a sample of the battle, and partially too, I didn't want them to send me another Thought Forms or another Black Shroud, just because I'd already tried them. And so I sent an email, and Frances replied, and she said that if she still had some, that she would happily do it. And wouldn't you know, a few days later, I had my package, and there was the battle. As soon as I smelled it, it was singing my song. The profile: pine, lily, orris, amber, vanilla, birch, mahogany, jasmine, and leather. Oh, goodness. If you start out with that pine, and there's like 100 different species of pine. They all smell fairly similar, is my understanding. Of course, I haven't smelled all of them. There's like 130, 180 species of pine, something like that, ranging from only a few feet high to really high. Like the oldest living pine is like 5,000 years old. True story. It's in like Nevada or California. And the smallest pines are found around Japan, and that's the Siberian dwarf pine. And they go 3 to 10 feet and a maximum of 16. Like the biggest ones ever, like 16. But this pine that I get is exactly what I expect, and that's sharp and sweet, refreshing, would be how I describe pine. Around here in Western Oregon, we have a lot of stuff with pine in the name. It's definitely a staple. Not far from our house is the Pine Ridge Golf Course. We have Dark Pine Coffee. That's a coffee brewer. The Flying Eagle is a mild razor. A couple of cleanups. That pine note is followed up by the lily. Lily, I would define it as crisp. It can be a spicy floral, fresh and green. So right up front, you're starting off with this sharp, refreshing green, slight spice note to it. I have the splash on the back of my hand. It's been there for a couple hours now, and I'm definitely into the heart notes. Orris is the third note. Orris is a root, and it is the root of the iris flower. I've never had orris essential oil. It's another one I've added to my list of ones to buy. The orris root is described as powdery, woody, earthy, like a rooty scent. Rooty, is that a word? It is now. A rooty scent. That's followed up by amber. I've talked a lot about amber in previous videos. Amber is a blend of ingredients. I'll put some of those ingredients right here. And amber is most often described as warm, powdery, and can be sweet. Then we find vanilla. If you saw my last review of Phoenix Artisan from the graveyard, from the cemetery, from the Masonic cemetery, I shared in depth about vanilla and where it comes from. Give me just one second. Oh wait, let me finish this. That was the one where my wife and I got stuck in the cemetery. I learned a lot about vanilla preparing for that video. That was the Wrestler's Ridge and the artifact. I realized a few minutes ago, getting set up, that I forgot to bring a towel today. So I'm going to use my water bottle bag. Shaving outdoors is definitely a different animal. You learn to appreciate the running water, on all the conveniences that we have. After vanilla, we have birch. Birch is like my absolute favorite wood to put on a campfire. There's actually people who go out of their way to buy birch for their campfires, and it's not because of the way it burns, it's more of the way it smells, and that can definitely be described as woody, sappy, and green. So again, we're talking more kind of green notes, right? And with birch, different species do carry slightly different fragrance, and I have no idea exactly, what kind of birch this is. Birch, like pine and most tree species or trees, there's a lot of different variations. After the birch, we have mahogany. Mahogany is absolutely amazing fragrance, and that's where we like to start getting into some of the more masculine fragrances that really balance this fragrance out and makes this a masculine scent. Mahogany, deep, woody, bold, very similar to teak wood, but different. There's a slight spice element to it. That's followed by jasmine. Jasmine essential oil can be very masculine. It has a animalistic musk fragrance to it, and it's a rich fragrance. And that is followed up by leather. And leather is definitely masculine, dark, woody, earthy type fragrance. I absolutely love the smell of leather. Ombre leather from Tom Ford is one of my favorite fragrances. I love just smelling leather, period. Mahogany, a lot of times though, people confuse mahogany and teak wood. Mahogany is a deep reddish brown. Teak wood is a yellow to golden brown. Teak wood's more expensive and harder, but mahogany is beautiful, and musical instruments, furniture. I think there's like some old mahogany chairs. This fragrance, you guys, it starts out bright and crisp. The top notes, and like we've discussed before, top notes only last 5 to 20 minutes. The heart notes are going to get several hours, and the base notes several more hours out of it. It starts out bright and crisp, and it slowly starts turning into this slight powder. What a mess. Slight powder, and just as you get into that heart note, it immediately starts becoming just this masculine, alluring fragrance. The wife and daughter love it. It is so damn good. It is a lighter fragrance. It's not a strong scent. It's a medium strength, a medium sillage, a medium projection fragrance. I don't have the EDP yet. I have the Star Jelly on the way now. I did a Black Friday purchase yesterday, and I need to get the solids when I get home because of the 20% off deal. But the aftershave is definitely, if 5 is a medium, I'd give it, like for scent strength, I'd give it like a 4. It's not overly strong, but it's not low scent. It's not lightly scented. I can't recommend it enough. As many of you know, I love woody, outdoorsy fragrances. That's exactly what this is. And it morphs into this masculine, outdoorsy fragrance that is just so appealing. I really believe that most people, that this is a very modern fragrance. We just did Black Shroud, and Black Shroud was classic, old school cologne type thing, right? This is the opposite. Haven't had any visitors. I thought I did have one for a second there. I heard something, but maybe it was just Bigfoot. But this is like a modern, woody, masculine fragrance, and it kicks ass. It really, really does. I totally believe in different strokes, right, for different folks. But I'm telling you, most people are going to love this. It's the bomb. Out of all the ones that have come out this fall, Black Shroud and Otra, and I have the samples of Thought Forms, The battle, I think, is definitely my favorite. Again, because the outdoorsiness, but it's also, it turns in like this deep, dark, woody, masculine leather. The mahogany. If you've ever smelled mahogany, you know what I'm talking about. Damn fine shave. The Flying Eagle. If you can ever pick one of those up, it is vintage. You can get them for like 20 bucks on eBay. Don't pay more than 30. They're a nice little shaver. Think like a Tech, but they've got a cool fun appeal to it because they come in all these different colors. Go Ducks. Hope you all have a great holiday season. Once again, Phil, Carlos, if you're still watching, thank you. Thank you guys for all your support. It's the little big things. I'm going to love you a long time. At least till the end of the holidays. I love you long time. Such a good movie. You seen Full Metal Jacket? That's what I'm referencing. That might be Kubrick's best film. And he's got some good ones. It's the little big things. Going home watching the Civil War. That's the football game. And tomorrow watching Full Metal Jacket. And I'm going to love you a long time. I promise. I promise, sugar. Y'all take care. Thanks for watching. I'm set up where I normally set up for this location. Going with one mirror today. Cleared off some leaves from down there where I was standing. My tripod, my bougie water bottle, matching splash, Flying Eagle, the sharp edge. Yeah, hot water once again in my Oregon thermos, cold water in my blue one. Tried clearing off a good spot to stand. At least this time of year the water's not quite as deep. It normally comes up to almost where I'm standing there. Let's do this. Driving home, I thought, no, I need to do this proper and not just have a photograph. This shirt is epic. It's also a dry fit. I love the green. This like army olive green is epic. The fragrance. I'm going to do a video on Friday. Christmas truce. And I'll contact Phil and see how many he has left. If he has any at all, that way I can relay it to you on Monday. He has listed cardamom and cedar on the label. Cardamom is most often described as like a baked green apple pie, freshly baked apple pie. I have it on the back of my hand. I also had it on the back of my left hand up in the woods, and then I had the battle on the back of my right hand. And then cedar, and cedar is more of a soft fragrance. And I know there's clove in there, and I'll try and figure out what else he's listed. It's got Christmas written all over it, and it's called Christmas Truce, and that's because during World War I, the Christmas truce that happened. If you don't know that story, I highly suggest that you check it out. There's actually been a couple of good productions done about it. Carlos, Phil, if you see this, thank you. This shirt's bad, and I will wear it until there's holes in it and it's falling off of me. And I'll be using this for years to come. And Carlos, your generosity, I don't deserve it. You said I deserve it in that message. I don't, brother. You go above and beyond anything that I deserve. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. It's the little big things, like friendship. And not just the gifts they send you, but the camaraderie and the things that we share, those untangible things, the things that can't be held. I'm looking at you. Thank you. Y'all take care, and Merry Christmas.